Have you ever wondered how the pros turn their ideas into money-making blogs? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can do just that by setting up your blog in the new ClickFunnels 2.0. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your blog homepage that is a part of your website or funnel hub, and I'm going to show you the simple steps how you can create a beautiful blog page without too much design skills. So let's jump right into it. So when you open your ClickFunnels account, you'll land on your dashboard. You're going to click over to Sites, and then you're going to click onto the Blog tab. Over here, you go to the right top corner and you click on the gear icon, and when you hover over it, it says Blog Settings. This is where you are going to put in your blog information. This is what you want your blog to be called, the path you want for your blog. You can set up your style guide. We are not choosing a template at this stage because we are creating our own unique blog and we're not using one of ClickFunnels templates for this. You can update all your SEO and sharing. You can update your blog description. And don't forget about our awesome little friend, if everybody has it yet, Napoleon, that can write an SEO description for you. And that's exactly what I did. I just told Napoleon what my blog is about. I asked it to give me an SEO optimized blog description, and I just simply copy and pasted this into my blog description. So please use that. If you don't have Napoleon, hop on over to ChatGPT or copy.ai and get yourself an SEO optimized blog description for your blog. I just added a sharing image to this. I set up all my categories. I set up my tags, and I created myself as an author over here. On the blog tab is a place where you are going to see all the blogs that you've published and also create new blogs by clicking on new blog post. But before we get to that, we are first going back to our site overview page to customize our blog homepage. That is actually found within your Funnel Hub editor. So you can click on Customize here in the center to start editing your Funnel Hub so we can access the blog homepage. And how we're going to do that is we're just going to wait for it for a second to load. And we are going to, in the left navigation, click on Blog Home over here. So yours might look completely different to mine depending on the ClickFunnels theme that you have applied to your Funnel Hub. So I just deleted everything that I had on here previously so that I could show you guys how to do this from scratch. So make sure we are on Blog Home, not Blog Post or Blog Category, Blog Home. So because this is an extension of your Funnel Hub, we want to keep the original navigation at the top, which would be the same as you have on your Funnel Hub. And that's exactly what I have here. I have it as a universal section so that any changes I make to my navigation would be the same across all pages of my Funnel Hub. And the exact same thing applies to the footer. Here in the middle, I just have a blank section and I just renamed it Blog Home. You can rename your sections by clicking on the little code icon over here and changing the title at the right-hand bottom corner to whatever it is you want your section to be named and click Update. That's not necessary to do at all, but it is sometimes handy when you have multiple sections that you need to edit faster or show and hide. So what we are going to do now is we are going to create a blog homepage that looks similar to this one we did for Alice. And depending on your branding and your style, obviously you are going to do what suits your needs. So I am going to create a new blank row. I'm going to add a subheadline and a headline and maybe another subheadline. And I am going to say, welcome to... And my blog is called the BBC blog just because of my brand name is Bright Bold Creative. So I have a little play on words there to make it fun. I want to make it quite big. And you can play around with this however you want, what suits your need and your brand. Make sure your style guide is set up completely well so that you can go quite faster. I haven't set up my style guide on this yet, so might, when you're a designer, it's hard to leave things. And I'm just going to put here bright, bold, creative, so that people can relate to the BBC. And I am happy with that. So I want to change my background, and we did a live stream all about backgrounds, so make sure to go and catch that. There will also be sections on backgrounds in the membership area as soon as those can be uploaded. I want to do a background image, something fun that suits my branding, and I'm all about palm leaves. I want to make this overlay just a little bit transparent so you can see the palm leaves, but it's not overwhelming. Okay, great. So now we're getting to the actual blog section. And for that, we are going to add a new blank section and then a 2-column row. My row, I am going to space to be either full width, so that it goes the full extent of the page, or I'm going to make it just a tad smaller, like 95%, so I have some white space on the sides. Now I'm going to scale down my 1 column on the right hand side. You can do the left hand side if you please, but I like mine on the right hand side, and this is going to be my little widget like this that I'm going to set up for my blog. And this side we are going to have the blog element, which is going to auto-populate any blog post that I have. So I'm going to go to the blog elements, and I am going to choose the blog posts collection or category collection, depending on what you like. So I'm just going to it's not the categories, it's the one that says let's just go back and make sure. It's actually the one that says collection with the little B in light gray over there. So blog post collection, that's the element I want. What I love about this element is anything I put in here now, it's going to add into every one of these little pink squares. So I'm going to add a single row. Then I'm going to add my blog image to that. I'm going to add my blog name. I don't want a summary. I don't want the author to be shown. I don't want, so you can add anything to this that you want. You can add the publish date, a summary, and obviously you want the link. You're welcome to add the author as well. I'm going to leave that off because this is only me that is working on this blog. And then you can start playing around with the sizing of everything that you want. I kind of like everything to be quite a bit smaller, and just remember to save. I have multiple times pressed back by accident and lost everything I've done. Cool, so that is basics of setting up the blog posts. Now we're moving over to our widget column. So for this, you're going to click on the column settings, and if your style guide is set up, you can choose the background you want. Let's say, for instance, you want colored background. My style guide is not set up yet, so I am just going to choose my green as my background color over here, and then start playing around. I tend to prefer a 25px padding at the top and at the bottom to start with, just so that I know exactly how far I want things to be from the top and the bottom. For my left and right margin, I am going to choose to make mine 0 so that it's basically the full width of the column, and I'm going to make my left and right padding just about 10px, maybe 15, so that anything I put inside here is not going to touch the sides. Okay, so that's my background for now. You are welcome to also do a background image with an overlay if that is how you want it. I'm going for the plain green for today. So for Alice and for Andrea, we actually had an image and just a little short about thing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add an image. I'm going to add a subheadline and a paragraph so that I can start adding my about section in here. And you are welcome to pause this video and start adding in anything you want so that you can start building out your blog as we go. Oops. I accidentally added multiple bullet sections. And over here, you will add your little about section. I would keep it really short. You don't want it to be too lengthy. You have an about page for that. But this way, if somebody gets to a blog post and goes to your blog directly from another traffic source, they can actually see exactly who you are and what you're all about. So now on the rest of this widget, you can actually start adding anything that you want. You can add affiliate links, you can add your offerings, you can add promotions, you can add a challenge you're running, a lead gen, anything you want. So I'm going to maybe go the route of affiliate marketing, and I'm going to say something like, so I'm going to add a ClickFunnels logo in here. Well, that looks crap just because of the background, but okay, you guys get the gist of it. So once I get that fixed, I think it'll look pretty good. I might make it a tiny bit smaller just so that it looks a tiny bit better. And I might add a button over here. And say something like, get your free trial. Then I could maybe add an offering that I have over here. And I'm making the image spacing quite longer so that they are more far apart. You could definitely add a divider in here as well to make sure that that actually looks way better. To make sure you split up whatever it is that you are putting onto your widget. Great, I am happy with my little widget. Let's have a look at what it looks like. Depending on your branding, you can now change your column settings to maybe have rounded corners. However you have it set up, mine aren't set up yet, so they are square, but you could add a border around, you could take it off, you could add a shadow if you wanted to. Just make sure your style guide is set up correctly so that it looks exactly as you want it to look. So, okay, here is our blog right now. We just have a couple of test blogs running over here, and I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely on brand, and it's a bit more interesting than having just a straightforward blog posts with nothing on the side. So imagine this is full of blog articles, and I have my little widget here that's driving traffic towards whatever it is that I want them to go to. You can definitely add your breadcrumbs trail on so that people can know exactly where they are. This is going to default and it's auto-populated. So I am just going to make sure it's all set up on the color scheme that I want it to be. I don't mind the gray, but I'm going to change it to black. Save, and let's preview. That way, if somebody clicks into a category, then they can easily navigate back to the blog. So we're on the BBC blog, and once I actually click on one of these blogs to go into them, I'll be able to see what happens. So as you can see with the breadcrumbs, they have now auto-populated the category, and they have obviously have the blog title over here. So this is just a basic blog layout. There's no content in it, but we'll shoot that in another video. But now I can actually use the breadcrumbs to go back to a category, which again, we haven't set up yet either. So we'll get there. And I can navigate back easily to the blog homepage. Yep, so I am happy with how it's looking right now. Something else I want to show everybody is you can also add a whole new section, which we would call a final call to action section. So I am actually going to use one of my saved sections from my funnel hub to show this example. So I might add something like this, which is a universal section that I'm using on my funnel hub to shop for the exact same thing I have over here. So in this example, I would not have this over here, but I would have this over here where I am actually doing like my final call to action. And that way, if I save and I preview my blog again, this is going to be a better interaction for customer experience because I am also driving people into my funnels. So this is going to be full of blog articles, and I am going to have like a final call to action over here where people can click and they can actually enter one of my funnels where I'm trying to sell them something. So think about what your main aim is, and it differs sometimes and on different pages, but think about driving people to your community or asking them to sign up to your newsletter, sending them your Mifki or your lead gen. Perhaps if you have a membership or a challenge that you're running, and the cart opens and closes, this section would be able to change. And you can, when you are starting a challenge or a webinar, you can put an opt-in section over here and drive traffic from your blog straight into your challenge or your webinar. Or and later on, when you want to sell it, you're going to send them to the funnel. But even when you just start, you can just have them opt in and have them be on a wait list for maybe for the next challenge or when the doors open again. You can add, as I said, your community. You can have one-on-one coaching like we had with Alice over here. We had exclusive for you, get one-on-one coaching with Alice. And on the Geeks page, we actually have join the GeekOut community. So there you have it, a very quick and easy way to actually set up your blog homepage. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't miss the next video that is all about how to set up your category page. It's linked right here, and I'll also link it in the description.